Now to East Timor, and when police in the country caught a large fleet of Chinese fishing boats last year with thousands of dead sharks on board, the evidence of illegal fishing on a massive scale seemed indisputable.
But after a 9-month investigation, the crew, the boats and the multi-million-dollar haul are gone, having been released and allowed to sail home to China. For more on this story, our reporter Anne Barker, who's covering the story, joins us in the studio. Hi, Anne. Tell us a bit more about these boats.
Joe, these 15 boats were caught in East Timorese waters last year. Now, the marine activist group Sea Shepherd, which you've probably heard of, got a tip-off that they were fishing illegally for shark early last year. And because East Timor doesn't even have a naval patrol, they sent their own ship, Ocean Warrior, to monitor and track these boats. And over the course of several months, they found evidence that, sure enough, they were taking shark illegally. And they actually took East Timorese police out to these boats in September. They raided them and they found literally thousands and thousands of sharks on board in the hold of every single vessel. And some of those sharks included hammerhead, which are protected under the CITES Convention. Now, they were taken into Dili, they were impounded for 9 months, the crew were held and detained, and the expectation was that they would face court, that they would be charged and potentially jailed. But suddenly, inexplicably this month, the Bacau court, the district court in Bacau, has actually freed them on the grounds that they've done nothing wrong. And the minister, the former Minister for Agriculture and Fisheries, Stanislao da Silva, has come out and said there were no protected sharks on board. They've been allowed to go, and yet, strangely, they've been the company behind these boats, Honglong Fisheries in China, has been asked to pay $100,000 as a guarantee, presumably that they would come back. But yet they have been allowed to go. They've sailed back to China, and I'm told on good authority that they've taken all these sharks with them.
And what it's estimated that these sharks, if they're taken back to China, could be worth millions.
Well, they would be worth millions because shark, as you know, is very lucrative. It's basically, it's fished for the fin in shark fin soup, which is very popular and very expensive throughout Asia. Now, Sea Shepherd, of course, is extremely angry at what's happened because they say they filmed this raid. They have it on camera that they found these sharks, that the sharks were protected. They say that 95% of the catch on these boats was in fact shark, and yet the licence this company had was for tuna only. And they say that they monitored over several months that they were laying gill nets on the sea floor, which is designed specifically to catch sharks and not tuna. And they question if the company has done nothing wrong, if these crew have done nothing wrong. Why on earth were they expected to pay $100,000? Now, I've spoken to one source there who says, a good authority who says there's no record of where that money has been paid, there's no receipt, there's no record of showing that it's gone into the relevant government coffers, as you would expect with any other sort of payment for a court guarantee. So there are questions about why this payment was made and where it was paid.
What more do we know about this company?
Well, this company, Honglong Fisheries, is based in Fuzhou in China, and it's actually owned effectively by Pingtan Marine, which is a company that has a very questionable record, not just on illegal fishing, but also on human rights generally. In 2014, it was banned from Indonesia on the grounds that it was found guilty not just of illegal fishing, but also forced labour, torturing its own crew members in Indonesia, and so they were kicked out of Indonesia. And indeed, it's not even the first time it's been found guilty of illegal fishing in East Timor. In February last year, there was evidence that a mothership, a much larger ship, had come alongside these boats and taken their catch, again illegally, of shark, and it had gone to the Galapagos Islands where it was impounded there and found to have 300 tonnes of shark on board. Now, my understanding is that that ship is still impounded in Ecuador and the crew were jailed. So this company does indeed have a very poor record both on human rights and illegal fishing.
And Anne, as you mentioned, East Timor's former Minister for Fisheries said that there was no evidence the crew had violated Timorese law. Have you managed to get any further comment from the government at all?
Look, we've tried very hard to contact Stanislao da Silva, and we've also tried very hard to contact both Pingtan Marine and Honglong Fisheries without any success. They haven't responded to emails or phone calls or anything. So, yes, it'll be interesting to see if they do come out in the next few days and say what the story was.
Very interesting indeed. Thanks very much for that, Amber.
Thank you.